The No Fate channel, checking in. And on today's episode of Dad's Home Gym, I am going over this budget pull-up bar from Yes4All. I'm going to go over the pros, the cons, the cost, the installation process, and most importantly, if this is going to be right for your home gym. On this series, I review a piece of home gym equipment or gym accessory to help you decide if it is right for your home gym or something that you should be including in your training. And today I have a budget pull-up bar, this Kingstud pull-up bar from Yes4All. And the reason I'm doing more of these videos lately is because, frankly, so many of my subscribers got caught off guard because of this pandemic. So many local gyms just absolutely boarded up their doors, told all their members on what is probably only a day's notice that they are closed indefinitely. They don't even know when they're opening up. I know here in Massachusetts, gyms aren't allowed to open up until, at the very minimum, April 7th. And by all accounts, it's probably going to be not until May, if not even longer. So many of you are just scrambling to get your home gyms put together on the fly. And because of that, Amazon and so many other, gym equipment suppliers have been running out of stock. So I picked up this Yes4All home Kingstud pull-up bar, okay? Obviously, so many of you know the importance of a pull-up bar, the effectiveness of a pull-up bar, and how many different types of exercises you can be doing with this pull-up bar. But I really wanted to just focus on this pull-up bar, what I thought about it with regards to pros, cons, cost, installation, the whole 9 yards. Let's get into it. So this is a Kingstud pull-up bar. The reason they call it a Kingstud pull-up bar is because it is meant to be connected on king studs. Those are studs that are going to be running from your ceiling all the way to your floor. And predominantly you would get this style pull-up bar if you are short on space. So many of you, and myself included, have a very low ceiling, very minimal space, and you need something where you can pull yourself up and not slam your head against the ceiling. And that's really where these Kingstud pull-up bars come into play, because they sit right above what would be your door frame. They require minimal installation, and they have just enough headroom so you can get a pull-up in and not smash your head against even the lowest of ceilings. Starting with the good with regards to this Kingstud Yes4All pull-up bar. There's only a few key good items to discuss, but they're so important that they're probably going to drive you towards considering this pull-up bar. First and foremost, cost. This is a budget pull-up bar, coming in at $55, which is what I paid off of Amazon. I'll put the affiliate link in the description of this video. That's right around what you probably will pay depending on when you purchase this. Is that the cheapest pull-up bar out there? No, you can certainly get the ones that kind of latch on to the door frames that are going to be cheaper, but they're not going to give you as wide of a grip, and they do tend to ruin your door frames over time. Also, with regards to this pull-up bar, in terms of good things that I happen to really like about it, is the knurling on the handles. The knurling on the handles is nice. It gives you a good grip, but it's not so rough that it tears up your hands. The last good thing with regards to this pull-up bar that I already touched upon, but it's worth mentioning again, is that you don't need much headroom. This is going to install right above your door frame, and for most of you who have low ceilings or even super low ceilings, you're still going to be able to do a full pull-up bar, get your head over that bar fully, get a good contraction on the back, and not worry about smashing your head against the ceiling. But let's dive into the cons. You can't have the yin without the yang, and of course, you can't buy a budget pull-up bar and not have some problems with it. There are a number of problems with regards to this Yes4All pull-up bar, and I'm going to talk about all of them so that if you do decide to go forward with this purchase, you're going to have your eyes wide open. You don't get a budget pull-up bar and not have some problems with it. At $55, this is on the lower end of pull-up bars, and hey, you do tend to get what you pay for. The metal that they used is very cheap, and most of it doesn't even sit flush. It does tend to kind of flatten out when you wrench it down, but you can see, hopefully you can see here, and I'll put photos on both sides, the actual metal does not line up with these side pieces. It's bent forward, and I mean, I crank this thing down like you wouldn't believe, and I'm not even very heavy. I'm 185, so this pull-up bar should be able to handle 185 with ease, and it still tends to bend down, not lining up. Even these back plates, when I first installed them, weren't flush to the wall. I really had to crank down on the screws to get them to sit against that wall nice and tight. This is a 4-piece bar. These 2 pieces on the side and these 2 pieces in the middle connected with this bolt, which is super annoying. When you're doing those pull-ups and you're keeping your face close to the bar, you do notice that bolt gets close to your face, and I've tightened this thing up like you wouldn't believe, and there's still a little bit of give here in the middle. It would be nice if this was all one piece, but again, that's what you're paying for a budget bar for. Another problem I had with regards to this bar, and I think it's a major problem, but can be easily rectified, is the actual bolts that they provide. Not only are these bolts super cheap metal, I mean beyond super cheap metal. These bolts are really, really cheap. They're not very strong. I mean, I would think that if you're a heavy person or if you plan to be doing weighted pull-ups, if you don't install this absolutely perfectly over the course of a very short time, they're going to tear right out the wall, or they're going to pull that wood, and it's just not going to be, it's not going to be sturdy enough to support you. They really should have over-designed the bolts that they provided, and in fact used better, longer bolts than they actually provided. When I installed this, and this is one of the things that you can easily do, because I had more room and more surface area above the door frame, I was able to add additional bolts over both of these spots. And because I was able to add those additional bolts, and I even used glue on the back side of this to make sure that surface contact was nice and stuck and not going anywhere, this thing is very sturdy to hold me up and any additional weight that I want to put on this. However, again, if you just use these original bolts that it comes with, you're really going to be in trouble, I think. I don't see many people not having issues with just these bolts. I would certainly say if you buy this bar, expect to go out and get at least two more bolts for each side. 2 minor cons that are worth mentioning. One, when you do pull-ups, if you have a door here that is going to remain shut, when you do your pull-ups, your body is probably going to be at the very least brushing against this front door. Not that big of an issue, but if you are the type of person that does kipping pull-ups or has any type of like English in those pull-ups where you kind of like throw yourself into them, that is going to be a problem because you're going to just be hitting that door, and you really can't do any type of kipping pull-ups on these whatsoever. And the other thing I want to mention is the customer service at Yes4All. This is sold in a few places. If you buy it directly from their website, they've got horrible customer service. They actually forgot to send me a washer for one of the actual bolts that they provided. I tried to contact them to like just send me a washer, and after 3 days, they hadn't even responded, and I contacted them with email, with phone call, couldn't get a hold of them. So if you're going to go forward with purchasing this, definitely reach out to Amazon, because then you've got a 30-day window, no questions asked, because of course, Amazon backs up their purchases. I covered the pros, the cons, the cost. I even told you to go out and get additional hardware to secure this pull-up bar above your door frame. And it sounds like this is a bad pull-up bar, so why am I still happy with my purchase? To be completely honest, there are hundreds of pull-up bars out there, but very few fit the criteria that I had, and you probably do too, of minimal space, minimal headroom, and you're on a budget. So this fit that criteria to a T, and I think if you went and purchase this off of Amazon, you would be happy with it, especially if you take the extra time that it's necessary to install this correctly. I've been using this for pull-ups, for weighted pull-ups. I've even used this for band pull-ups. I've attached a set of rings to this so that I could do dips and push-ups off of rings. I've been very happy with this pull-up bar. Again, aside from the actual issues with regards to the metal and the installation process. Let me know if you have any questions regarding this Yes4All Kingstud pull-up bar. Drop them in the comments below and I will get them answered as quickly as possible. If there's anything else you'd like me to review for your home gym, drop it in the comments below and I'll try to get my hands on it. I love doing these home gym reviews because it allows me to get some gym equipment in for my house, use it, try it out, have some fun with it, and hopefully help you decide if it is right for your home gym. If you've come this far in the video, You know what to do. Give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell. It helps me out and it helps the channel grow. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. I am dedicated to helping you be a great parent to your children and still accomplish your own personal goals. I provide ideas and insights to help you save time, money, and your sanity. 3 things that are in short supply for every parent out there.